Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever felt like life hits you all at once, everything coming at once? You're doing your best, you're praying salah, you're raising your kids, you're trying to hold your family together, but still yet there's a lot of hardship. There's a lot of difficulties in your life. For some people, it could be sickness. For others, it could be money. They don't have money. For some, it could be they're losing their loved ones. The marriage is collapsing. And for a lot of parents listening to me, it could be that you've been training your child and you struggle to get them focused on their deen and learn to understand the Qur'an, or you're actually talking to them, they're not listening to you. You feel helpless. And sometimes you wonder, why is this happening to me? Why is all this thing happening to me? Is it Allah does not like me? When will the relief come? I know this is a question a lot of people will ask. In this dunya, we'll certainly face tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those who pass the test and become patient, there is going to be good reward, good ending for them. If you ever felt this way, inshallah, we're going to go through exactly how it happened to Prophet Ayyūb alayhi salatu salam, and what he did that made him have solution. What he did, what are the things he said that Allah used to take him out of the problem that he felt he was in. And today you need to listen to the end of this talk so you can get those powerful du'a to learn, to teach your kids, so when you're in tough situations they can say it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use that to take them out of problems. A story of a man we all know, Ayyub alayhi salatu salam. He was wealthy, healthy, he has family, he has a lot of big farms, and he was living to the fullest of life. And all of a sudden, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested him. He never lost faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was a prophet Allah taught us in the Qur'an. He preserved his iman. Allah preserved the story of Ayyub alayhi salatu salam for us in the Qur'an, just for us to learn what he did and how Allah saved him from that situation. Because we today will find ourselves, might not be as huge as Ayyub faced, but we'll find ourselves in those kind of small situations I've listed earlier. But we need to know how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to solve those problems, and how our kids need to learn how to solve their own problems as well as they grow older. Today we'll talk about the real hardship of Ayyub, inshallah, and talk about 35 lessons that we need to learn today, and so you can sit your kids down during the dining time and talk about the story of Ayyub alayhi salatu salam. And this story will change the life of your child and your own life for good, and it will change your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for better. How did Ayyub alayhi salatu salam began? Like I mentioned, he was a blessed prophet. He was strong, healthy, married, he has wealth, he has large farms, he was living a good life, he was grateful, he was not offending Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was not offending Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time. He helped the poor, he helped the needy in the society. But yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested him. So we should know that no matter what we do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test us. And that's what Rasulullah said, أَشَدُّ النَّاسِ بَلَاءً الْأَنْبِيَاء ثُمَّ الصَّالِحُونَ ثُمَّ الْأَمْثَلْ فَالْأَمْثَلْ. That those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would test more are those who are the prophets, and then those who are righteous, and those who are like them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test us in this dunya, and this is certain. And how do we want to take ourselves away from those tests? The test will come, that's certain. But how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that tested us, how does He want us to take ourselves out of that problem? And this we want to learn today, brothers and sisters. So sit tight and listen to the lessons from Ayyub alayhi salatu salam, and how he has all his wealth, what he did, what he said, exactly what he said, that we can learn. His wealth disappeared, his lands were destroyed, his kids passed away, they all died, everything he lost, to the point that only one person left behind with him, which is his wife. His wife was the only one, and this is a test of loyalty and patience his wife displayed, to the extent that she will have to go work for people to get food so that she can feed Ayyub alayhi salatu salam. And this is the darkest moment of life of Ayyub alayhi salatu salam. What did he say? He said, وَأَيُّوبَ إِذْ نَادَى رَبَّهُ أَنِّي مَسَّنِيَ الضُّرُّ وَأَنْتَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. When Ayyub saw that everything is gone, all his body, everything was sick, he has disease all over his body, that he cannot do anything. The only thing that kept living in him is what? Is his tongue and his heart. And this is the moment he realized that he need to ask Allah for help. What did he say? He didn't even say, "Oh Allah, why did you give me this so much test?" He said, Oh Allah, difficulty has touched me. See how he used the word. He said, oh Allah, oh my Lord, difficulty. Anni massani yadur. He didn't say, oh Allah, you tested me. He said, oh Allah, difficulty has touched me. Wa anta arhamur rahimin. And you are the most merciful who show mercy to everyone. This is what he said. He said that single word. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took all the things that he has lost and brought it back to him. So I mentioned that when Ayyub regained all the wealth he has lost, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rained down the rain of gold for him, subhanallah. So what happened? Let's see. He didn't just get to that point. He did some things and some things happened. And this is why we need to listen and understand this. We need to learn the story of the Qur'an, not because we are Muslims, but because we need to learn and understand the Qur'an, because it will benefit us in this dunya. Before we go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah, in this dunya, it will help us live a healthy, sane, and good life. So anyone that denounced the Qur'an or took the Qur'an to the lowest of priority of their life, then their problems is going to increase. Because what will help them in their life, they put it to the lower spectrum of their priorities. Because of that, the problems of their life is going to increase. When you put the Quran on top of a priority, the problems and worries of your life goes down because you understand what is going on. Ayyub alayhi salam didn't scream, he didn't complain, he didn't ask Allah, why did you do this to me? He didn't say all this word. All he said, oh Allah, difficulty, hardship has touched me, pain has touched me, and you are the most merciful. That's all he said. فاستجبنا له فكشفنا ما به من ضر وآتيناه أهله ومثلهم معهم رحمة من عندنا وذكرى للعابدين. The moment Ayyub said that word, Allah says, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ, and we answered his prayer right away. We answered him right away. فَكَشَفْنَا مَا بِهِ مِنْ ضُرٍّ, and we took away everything of hardship and difficulty from him right away. وَآتَيْنَاهُ أَهْلَهُ, and we returned to him kids. We returned him back all the things he has lost. وَمِثْلَهُمْ مَعَهُمْ, all those things he has lost got back to him. And this is a reminder for Abideen, for those who are Allah's worshipper. So that Allah will test you is certain in this dunya. But how do you take yourself away from the test? Is to be patient first. Ayyub was bearing the pain for a while. And when it comes to the point that the sickness is about to take his life and his breath, he asked Allah, oh Allah, difficulty, pain, hardship have touched me, and you are the most merciful. Simple. But Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam before then is a dutiful servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does this mean for us, brothers and sisters? When he felt everything is gone, he prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah removed everything. The iman was so strong. The relief came, his health returned, his family were restored. All the blessings that he has lost were doubled and increased. So what does this mean to us for today, brothers and sisters? We live in a world today when hardship is normal. Families are breaking up, kids are drifting away from Islam, they're not listening to their parents, people are in financial stress, many more, mental pressure, sickness, loneliness, uncertainties. And sometimes, parents like you feel overwhelmed. And many of us watching our kids, watching our families getting destroyed and things falling apart. Our kids don't want to recite the Quran, they don't want to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's time for you to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The school pressures, a lot of things, peer influences are affecting our kids, and we're not able to take all this away from them. So the story of Ayyub alayhi salam teaches us how to stay our whole life, how to be loyal and how to be patient when everything breaks apart. When the life breaks up around us, everything is in chaos. No one can help us. No counselor can save you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that can save you. And when you have that iman, your problem is solved. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Adam alayhi salatu salam and Hawa when they're going on earth. Allah said, اهبطوا منها جميعا, descend on earth, all of you. فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى, and I'll have guidance come to you. فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا يَضِلُّ وَلَا يَشْقَى, and anyone of you that followed my guidance will not be lost, meaning they will have a guided life. وَلَا يَشْقَى, they will not be misfortune, they will not face chaos in this dunya. Allah now said, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي, whoever denounce and stay away from the Qur'an, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا, he will have a miserable, difficult life. وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى, and he or she will be resurrected on the day of Qiyamah blind. قَالَ رَبِّ لِمَ حَشَوْتَنِي أَعْمَى, you'll be asking, why was I raised blind? وَقَدْ كُنْتُ بَصِيرًا, I used to have my sight in dunya. قَالَ كَذَلِكَ أَتَتْكَ آيَاتُنَا, Allah replied, this is how our message was revealed to you, was recited to you, and you rejected it, you denounced it. وَكَذَلِكَ الْيَوْمَ تُنْسَى, on this day of Qiyamah, will forget you where you are, will not look into your own affair. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will leave your life to you in this dunya. The moment you take yourself away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will leave everything to you to solve yourself. And how do you solve your problem yourself? So many of us as Muslims, instead of we running back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we run away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more, we have problems. And that's not the solution. The more problems, the more we run to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the only one that can solve the problem. So the first lesson we need to learn to round up this talk quickly, we should know that hardship does not mean Allah is angry with you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can test you with hardship and difficulty. The first set of people that get tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the Anbiya. And then as-salihun, those who are righteous. ثُمَّ الْأَمْثَلْ فَالْأَمْثَلْ, those who are like them and like them. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can test you to see how you be patient. And when you are patient, فَمَنْ رَضِيَ فَلَهُ الرِّضَى, who becomes patient with Allah's test will get Allah's appeasement. The person will get more blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَمَنْ سَخِطَ فَلَهُ السُّخْطِ, and whoever is displeased with Allah's test, that person will be displeased with as well. Meaning they will not get any goodness in this dunya because they denied and they hate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for doing what He has done to them, tested them. So Ayyub didn't do any of those. Brothers and sisters, when we get tested, it does not mean Allah is angry with us, but rather is a time for us to reflect on our life and go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you face hardship, say the du'a of Ayyub alayhi salatu salam, and think in your position as very close to Ayyub alayhi salatu salam. أَنِّي مَسَّنِيَ الضُّرُّ, this ayah in Surah Al-Anbiya, ayah 83. Ayyub told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, oh my Lord, I am touched with difficulty, with hardship, and you are the most merciful. So learn that and teach your kids how to make this dua. The second lesson we need to learn from the Surah of Ayyub alayhi salam is that patience does not mean silence. It means trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're patient on a bala, on something that's affected you, it's not because you're dumb or you're weak. It's because you trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah does not prevent you from taking actions that will take away the sorrow from you. But you need to be patient at that time. How do you become patient? You need to be patient by keep praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know fully well Allah alone can solve your problem. You keep doing what Allah asks you to do. Do not say because, oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested me, then I'm not going to pray my salah anymore. Oh, I'm going to take off my hijab and do all the things Allah asks you not to do. This is going to increase your trouble and your problem. You hold your tongue from complaining when hardship comes to people. You can complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but be mindful. Like Ayyub did, he never said, oh Allah, you inflicted me with pain. He said, oh Allah, I'm being touched by pain. You are the most merciful. See the adab, see the etiquette of praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knew Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can take away the hardship, but he didn't accuse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of causing the hardship to him. He said, oh Allah, I've been touched by hardship, by difficulties, by illness. Oh Allah, you are the most merciful. Subhanallah. And so you need to trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the time of hardship and be patient. And Ayyub didn't say he was okay with bala. He asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, I have been touched with difficulties, with hardship. He said, "Oh Allah, you are the most merciful. I've been touched with difficulties. You are the most merciful." Subhanallah. This is a beautiful dua that we can learn from Prophet Ayyūb alayhi salatu salam. So you don't say bad words. "Oh, my destruction. Oh, my life. Oh," and say all sort of words. This is not how you complain or you relate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the time of calamity. You need to be patient. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hold us firm, to make us be able to say this good word to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the time of hardship. The third lesson is that dua can redefine your life. You see how Ayyub has lost everything: money, wealth, families. That single statement he made, "Oh Allah, difficulty has touched me. Wa anta arhamur rahimin. You are the most merciful." A single dua he made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything changed for good for him back. Things that I've lost came back. Everything that he lost came back. The Salam said that the rain were raining gold for him, that he could just pick the gold and put it in his pocket. Subhanallah. You see how things can change for good by you having iman and tawakkul ala Allah and making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So keep making your dua, especially when your child refuses to learn the Quran, your child or your teen is drifting away from Islam, they're not listening to you, your heart is heavy, things are falling apart, you feel helpless, your family is struggling. The only way out for you is to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah said, "Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah." That dua is worship itself. When you make dua, you're worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the only way that can take you out of your problem. Relief comes even when you don't expect. That's the fourth lesson. Allah's relief and reprieve from calamity will come even when you don't expect, when you expect less. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ, that we immediately answered the prayer of Ayyub. The fa meaning right away, as he made the dua. فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ, we rightly on the spot, as he has said that dua, we answered his prayer. فَكَشَفْنَا, and we took away all the illness. مَا بِهِ مِن ضُرٍّ, we took away right away all the difficulty that's touched him. The wealth, the health, the family, everything all came back. Subhanallah. And this is how we need to believe as Muslims. We need to know that when Allah tests us and we are patient, Allah will bring ease out of it. Okay? Hardship does not last forever if you are a mu'min. It could last forever for people who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they do something against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again, then the things become much harder, it becomes much harder. So every storm has an end. We all know that. And every sickness has a cure. And every tightness has a road out, brothers and sisters. Do not feel intimidated by shaitan when something comes to you. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, and indeed, with every hardship is, when there's hardship in your life, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be steadfast to the dua. He said, يُسْتَجَابُ لِأَهْدِكُمْ مَا لَمْ يَسْتَعْجِلْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer each of your prayer in as much you're not in haste. يَقُولُ دَعَوْتُ فَلَمْ يَسْتَجِبْ. When someone say, "Oh, I've prayed, oh Allah, I've prayed, but my prayer has not been answered," that's a sign of you being in haste. Right? إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُلِحِينَ بِالدُّعَى. Allah loves those who are persistent with the dua. You need to be consistent and persistent. Right? So the last lesson I want to learn today, brothers and sisters, from the Surah of Ayyub alayhi salatu salam, is your children learn by faith, by watching you handle hardship. When situation comes on you in your family, how do you handle the situation? How you handle situation will tell to your child the way they will handle situation when it comes to them as well. So when you have hardship, be mindful of what you say, be mindful of your actions. Right? Your children are watching you, how you respond when things go wrong. When there's a calamity, what do you say? Do you start blaming everyone in the house of what's happened? How do you handle sickness? How do you handle financial pressure? What do you say? How do you present it to the family? How do you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during difficulty? How do you speak about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How do you speak about your faith? How do you speak about your iman? Your reaction is so important, and this become part of the Islamic education that you want to give your kids. So you need to be resilient, you need to be dedicated, you need to be patient, and so your kids can learn from you the right way to handle difficulties in life. So brothers and sisters, if you want to get your child to learn the Qur'an and be among the people that will be the flag bearers of Islam in your society after you've left this dunya, the story of Ayyub alayhi salam is a stark reminder to us that hardship is temporary. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring relief. But imagine your child does not understand anything of this. How do you expect them to live their life? So if you're a parent right now, you want your child to grow with sabr, with faith, and strong connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. December right now, a lot of kids are relaxing from school. This is the beautiful time to start and get your child immersed in learning the Quran. This is the month when many of the kids are having free time. Life slows down, the school is coming to an end, families come together, the routine a lot easier. So if you want to invest in your child's life and their future and having them have good life, we all invest in things that we believe is good life. Investing in education, to be engineer, doctor. You need to invest in Islamic education, because Islamic education is not only gonna help your child to earn Jannah, it will help them to live a good life and also have a good ending and also enter Jannah. Many things they will benefit from learning that. There's a short training in the description of this video that shows how we help students master Quran reading fluency in just 4 months and get them to learn the basics of the deen. So check in the description, watch the 15-minute video, watch it. I describe exactly how we help students learn, the days, the number of time they're going to join the classes, and you can schedule your time if this makes sense to you, and so we can work together to help your child learn to recite the Quran. So if your child is struggling, 16 weeks program can help them learn on time and become fluent, and they stay motivated. So there's no pressure, it's just guiding them on what they need to do, the clarity of what they need to do. The routine will be built with them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cure our illnesses. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take away all the sorrows in our life. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the reward He gave Ayyub عليه السلام with the sabr. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.